Dear young me, I'll be honest, I'm really not in any position to give you any advice about anything right now. I'd like to be able to tell you that this side of adolescence is really great, that life is good at almost 26, that everything gets better, but I can't say that right now. I guess if I had to give you any advice, it would be if you're feeling bad, if you're not loving life, if you feel like you maybe need some help, then seek out that help. Don't be too proud or too embarrassed or think that it's just gonna get better on its own, because it won't. At some point you may find yourself an adult with issues and an inability to get through a single day without feeling like you're gonna have a nervous breakdown. I know you're probably cringing watching this because I'm sure you hoped for so much more by the time you were 26, but I will say that I do think it does get better. I mean, I know that you're going through some difficult things no matter where you are in your childhood, and it does get better. Things do change and difficult times don't last forever. Other advice I would have to give to you is do things, try things, especially with your creative work. You know, you might have ideas for movies or stories or something, and it may be hard to get other people excited about them, but find a way to do them anyway, even if you're the only one with any enthusiasm for them, and show them to people, because I promise you that in the future, that's gonna be worth something, and you're gonna have an audience, and that's going to be a good thing. And I would also suggest thinking a little bit more about the future, about what you might want to do when you get older. I'm not saying you have to figure it out, I'm just saying maybe put a little more thought into it. College isn't going to answer those questions for you as much as you would like them to. And speaking of college, you should probably go to that college that offers you the full scholarship, because your college experience probably won't change from place to place, but the amount of student loans you have to pay off will. So you should think that far ahead. And also, speaking of college, let me just pose a hypothetical situation for you. Say you take a poetry writing class in college, and there's this cute guy in the class who you notice but you never talk to. You don't know anything about him and you have no relationship with him whatsoever. And then let's say the next year you have a literature class with the same guy. And one day before class he comes up and he says that there's a writing group that meets on Tuesday nights and he wants to let you know about it. And then a few weeks later he comes up to you before class and he tells you about the poetry slam that's happening one night this week. Now I'm going to throw something out there, and it may sound crazy, but bear with me for a second. I'd like you to consider for a moment that this guy might not just be trying to promote the English department's programming schedule. I know, it's crazy, but consider that there might be other things at work there, and maybe go to one of those events just to see what it's like. I'm just putting it out there. So that's all the advice I have for you at the moment. You may be watching this and shaking your head and saying, gosh, where did it all go wrong? But don't think like that. I think we're both looking forward to what's going to happen in the future, right? We're both looking forward to the exciting new adventures and friends and opportunities that arise. So I want you to keep that perspective, that no matter how bad things get, no matter how bad you feel, no matter how complicated or ugly things get, there's always another side to them. There is always a turning point. Just try not to worry too much about your life, because I think you're going to be alright. I think I'm going to be alright too.